Hey guys, Jason Kills 32 here again. With another board game review. Tonight we're going to be talking about Spartacus. I love this game. As I read the back of the box and I have to say, we play this. I know I'm late on this. We picked this up. I picked it up when I got Eldritch, and we played it actually right after we played Eldritch Horror as a group. So we just came off of a really good game, and so we were real stoked about that. And then we started playing this. At the beginning, we were a little bit, I don't know, the components, to tell you a little about this game. This is the same company, Gale Force 9, that did the Firefly board game. Now the Firefly board game has tons of cards, decks of cards you pull from across the board, and it's a merchant. You pick up this quest, go to there, you complete it, gain money and influence, blah blah blah. So it can be just a kind of a long haul kind of thing, but it can be fun. This is a little more short, I think, to the point. It's completely different title. I like how they came up with, it's a completely different gameplay. The arena mechanic, I think, is really cool. Since the whole time you're either betting or you're bidding on items, or just the way that the money handles in the game is totally different. I think it's got a lot to offer. It's not going to be the game that you would go to probably for the most strategy. You can put strategy in there, and strategy that can help you out in this game. But it's not something you're going to go for deep lore or story or anything like that. This is just a good get in there, gain influence, and destroy your friends in the arena. Actually, I lost in one in the arena, like he rightfully should. It's disappointing. But the combat's very, very nice. You get into it. It's a nice even flow. The way that it sets up is you would have a card for your gladiator and the attack skill and the movement skill, and the defense you get a certain number of dice for those. However many hits you take, you have to get rid of dice. So it makes you, force you to choose, well, do I want to give up speed? Do I want to give up this, that? So it can do different things. There's a lot of variation in the way that you can do the combat, and when you're rolling for attack and defense, it's amazing how fast you can really get into battle, because we really got into it. We were rolling back to back, just it felt like you're just lugging it out, because a lot of the times there's some beautiful moments in this game where every attack that he makes against you or the other player makes against you, you roll great on defense, you don't take a hit, and you roll one and you can't get nothing, and it's just back and forth and see which gladiator is going to break first and take that initial blow. When that gladiator does break first and take that initial blow, and that can cost them the whole match, and it's very hard to come back from that point. So it's wonderful how the game plays. It's out. You get a nice board that's just for the arena, and that's where you do your main betting for the game. Because in the arena with the combat, you can either be injured and leave the game, or you can be decapitated. Basically, the difference is when you're decapitated, all of your dice are gone. When you're injured, you get 2 of your dice pulls down to 0. So, but if any dice pool goes down to you have no dice left, you lose the badge, the match. I thought it was very nice. It was a nice change of pace, after we played such a long game. Everybody seemed to get into it, the bidding. Everybody is really, and when you play this game, and it encourages it, everybody's real mean in this game. There is a mature content thing here. A lot of other video blogs have pointed this out. There's the F-bomb on the side. If you're watching one of my videos, they probably wouldn't offend you because I do slip up from time to time. I'm trying to be a little better about that for other people. But I can show you where it is. I don't want to say it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's the F-bomb on the box. That's the only thing in this game that I feel that would not be suitable for children. I mean, I guess some of the cards, you're collecting slaves and things like that, but that's all part of the TV show. And it's thick in the TV show feeling, when you get the gladiators and stuff, everybody, when you see one from the show, even if it's like a little gladiator that, doesn't have very good fighting skills, you're like, oh, I want that one. Even though it's got the same, that's probably one that you won't recognize. It's just little cool things about that. That's pretty much it on it. We're going to go to components. I heavily enjoyed this game. It was very fun. We had a great game night, and there's very, very few times that you get to play two really good games in a row, and because some game nights are tedious nights, we'll just put it that way, and it was a very nice, very fun night. We won at Eldridge. I know a lot of people said we didn't do the easy scenario first, so of course we should have won. In fact, after that, we're going to play with only hard cards from now on, because we discussed it. And I would continue my run for Eldritch Horror as the politician. I got a little card and it said that I read some disturbing lore, and I had to get a insane property. You had to make fun jokes like, oh, he must have read the bill for Obamacare. So nobody finds that funny. I'm not a Republican. Sorry. We're going to go to the component overview, because I gotta hit this up quick. So I'm gonna try to get some of these knocked out, because we probably won't be able to do one for about an hour. So, alright, components. Alright guys, this is the game board for Spartacus. There's a couple things I'll go ahead and point out here. This right here, each player gets one card. They can choose a house or whatever they want. And there's a couple things the card's going to tell you. Let me see if I can get some better light. Bring it down a little bit. Basically right here, you're all going to start off at 1. Or you can start off at 4 or 7, however fast you want the game to go. What that does, that tells you how much your hand size can be throughout the game. The goal of the game is to get to 12 influence and get through the end of the arena phase, and then that person is the victor. Basically what it does on there, it tells you some little special bonuses you get for that house. It tells you your starting asset, how many gladiators, how many slaves, and how many guards, and how much gold do you have at the start. Little places for you to stack the cards, where like slaves go there, the guards go down there, and then gladiators go over here. A little spot right here so you can hold all your gold, which most of the time you're probably holding in the bottom of your hand. Basically you gain influence and move this token up here by doing a few different things. Playing a tree cards that can either give you influence, or you can get the extra cards that can give you little things that you can do to roll to try to get out of a scheme. Somebody's trying to screw you over. You can get gold. Basically, you pull 3 of these a turn, and then you can either turn them in for the gold at the bottom, or you can play them. And if it's a guard, you can also play it at the bottom of your card over here, and then kind of save those for later when you need them, because people will come after you. So after you're done with that phase and you're done playing with those cards, you're going to go to what's called a market. And I'll pull this back a little bit different, and I'll show you how the market works. Basically, every player starts off gold with 10 gold. Let's just say he had more. He's bigger on a wall. Anyway, so every player starts off with 10 gold. There's something very important to remember about this game. For each gladiator that you own, you have to pay an upkeep to have that gladiator every turn. For every slave that you own, you get a gold. And then there's some of these special ones, some of them you can get 2 gold because they count as 2. So it's all about, getting slaves to get more assets, to be able to afford more gladiators and better and more powerful ones. So from there on, we're going to go to the market phase. In the market phase, you can also do this. You can buy different gladiators. Let's see right there, from the TV show. In these decks, you buy little specials, little net, javelin. You can use in combat, also with weapons and armor that you can use in combat. So when you go through these decks, and also are in a bunch of beginner cards of, of different gladiators and slaves that you can actually, everybody gets. These are ones that you get at the beginning of the game. Now these are all shuffled together. And then they're placed face down on the board. Before this action, everybody can trade off and try to sell each other items that they want. At this phase, what each person does is they remove all their gold from their treasury, and in their hand, once this card's flipped over, they're like, well, I need to gain more assets, so I need to get this slave. So you put how much you want to bid in the center, and then show how much with the other players, and whoever has the highest total gets that card. And then you go through that for 4 cards. Like I said, people get really greedy on these, and they bid things up really high that aren't necessarily, like that weapon. Both of those, they would bid those up ridiculously high. I don't understand why. Well, I don't understand why, so they can re-roll attacks, but that's how that phase goes. And then, after that, everybody bids on the host. To me, this is going to be the most important bid of the game. The host position, basically, you gain influence just for hosting the games. And then you also, as the host, get to pick which 2 players are going to actually fight in the arena. So once you gain the host influence, it's very important to kind of controlling the game, and some people are going to go after it. A lot of times people don't really think about it at the beginning of the game until they're like halfway through the game. and then they all start going for it towards the end because they want to gain that extra influence at the end. After the 2 gladiators are chosen for the battle, you know, I like to keep the cards over here for reference, you know. And so this is what I was talking about earlier. They each have a special ability, and then they have attack, defense, and speed. And that's equal to the amount of dice that you get to roll. Your movement is, your attack sequence is going to go like this. You roll your blue for speed, and then that's the amount of these squares that you can go in. You can either, you know, go as many as you want. So basically you can jump right up there and immediately attack. Your 4 dice, and then he would have to attack. And when you roll his defense. So then this is what you do, is you put it all together. Then you take his roll and line it up in order, and then compare the 2. And except for the tie, he would take 3 damage, so he would have to take away any 3 dice from his pool. So they took away speed because they're right there, and they can roll a speed roll, or he can immediately attack and then try to get the other player's rolls. But as soon as you lose dice, especially to that amount, it immediately hurts you. It makes it very hard for you to survive. I forgot to go over betting. Sorry. There's a lot to this game, but it's played very easily. It's very fluid in the way it works, and it's just dirty. It's a dirty, fun, good time. These are the different sides of the board that you all bet on. You put your house icon on top of that. This is what it generally looks like. Injury, like I said before, that's, you know, if they get down to 2 or more. Decapitation is if they lose all their dice, which is, the odds are a lot better of injury, but this does happen. But the payoff for both of them is 2 to 1, so I always take the safe bet. Then you always have the house. Well, the house is actually the number 1 side over there for victory, and that's a 1-1 payoff. And then there's the player that's coming to the house to fight. Now each player, if they are a champion, they get more gold paid to them from the house, and then you do if you come just as a gladiator for the first time. For the first time you get like 2 gold. As the champion you'll get like 7 gold. So that's more encouraging to send your champions out to battle and make sure they're healed up on their wounds. And this is what it generally looks like when everybody bets against me and I fell in the arena to lose the game all by myself. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We're going to go back and we're going to end this up, and I'm going to tell you what I thought, I guess, again. But you all pretty much already know. There's not too much to this game, but it's pretty enjoyable and fun. So let's get back over there and get this set up. Alright, so what did I think about Spartacus, A Game of Blood and Treachery? I enjoyed it. A very fun Ameritrash game. The components and everything worked really well together. Mechanics were really good. I enjoy this better than the Firefly release. Firefly is really good, but this is just more fun all in general, playing with a whole group of people. So I would like to, I definitely look forward to anything that comes from this publisher again, because even though Firefly, it's a really good game, but it's not like the best game. I can see how they can, where they're trying to head to, and I like it as a company. Because with licensed games, sometimes they're really, really bad. The Walking Dead game, I told y'all I was going to review it, but I didn't like it. And I don't want to do reviews of games that I don't like, because it's one thing to say I don't like it, but then it's another thing to do a whole video about the game. I think that's pretty disrespectful to people that actually do enjoy the game and to the people that created the game, because it takes a lot of work and you put a lot of heart in no matter what game that you put out. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on games that I don't like. I will tell you if I don't like something though, but I'm not going to do a whole review on why I don't like it. At least not anymore. I'm putting my focus into games that I enjoy and I think that others would enjoy. Because I put a lot of time into looking for games that I do enjoy. And with licensed games, sometimes they're not so good, especially for the amount of money that you put into them. This game actually I felt was very reasonably priced. You got a lot of game for the money, and the license did not hurt the game. The license and the game meshed really well together. And it's really nice to see when that works out, and everybody, you know, a lot of my friends, and I know a lot of other people, you know, have watched this game, watched the TV show, and even if you've only seen a little bit, you understand how disrespectful the show is to other people, and how what the treachery really means in the show. So you know, you can kind of get a feel for it, and then you get the feeling across in the game, and especially when people start hitting up the intrigue deck and everybody decides to hit up one person, and that person was me. So it can suck, but it's still a lot of fun. So I enjoyed it. I think I'd give it like an 8. I may have given it a higher score. I don't know. I'm still kind of hyped on it. I think it's wonderful. It's not like the best game. It's not the most complicated game. But it's a lot of fun, and especially after you play something really heavy. So I highly enjoy it, and I highly recommend it. Go buy it. Check out the publisher. You know, like I said, keep looking for when Gale Force 9 comes out with other things. They have a couple other games out. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I did look at some the other day because I wanted to try a couple more. I don't think nothing to the level of these two. But actually, as a hobbyist, Gale Force 9 is a really good company for Flock and other, if you're building terrain or tables or painting bases or anything like that. Really good company, really good quality products that they use for your building materials, and that's what I knew them for. And then they started releasing board games, and their board games are just as high as quality as any of the other products I got from the company. So I like it. I knew who the company was beforehand, and so when I saw a board game, I thought it was interesting that they released one, and they were very enjoyable. So if you like the video, let me know, subscribe, tell me what's up, what you think, what are y'all playing, what do you want, what should I play? If there's something I don't know about, please tell me to play something else and try to do a review of it. I'll go out of my way to try to do that for you guys. I'm trying to format it a little better, to get the channel going a little better. It's just a slow process, but I appreciate y'all sitting and watching these long reviews. I'm trying to do a better job of doing the overview of the game and really give you a feel of what you're going to get when you buy the game, because in the end result, after you buy it, you know, you want to know if you want it or not. And like I said, excellent game. You know, I wouldn't have this for the main attraction on board game night, but this is definitely after you play something really heavy and you just want to have fun and trash your friends. You know, this was good. Waterdeep's good for that too, but people get really upset over Waterdeep. Alright, thanks guys. Later.